What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Finally One podcast. I'm Kelly.
Hi guys, I'm Natasha.
How you feeling, babe?
I'm tired.
It's been a long weekend. Man, we did a lot.
We did.
Right? Starting at, we went to ASAW.
Shout out to ASAW, Pastor Rodney.
100%. Allowed us to come and share our testimony and, take some questions and do a book signing. That was dope. Anytime we get to do that, it's an honor. And I feel good about, when we get to do those. So we're grateful for the invite.
Shout out to First Lady Jeanette. I'm sorry.
What was that about?
Can't leave my women out.
Of course. First Lady Jeanette, she was in the building, wasn't feeling well, but she was there in support and in love. What else? Then that was Thursday. Friday night, I had to speak to some young men at a leadership and football camp hosted by my guy Walt Harris and the whole Huddle 27 team. I'm grateful to be a part of that team and bless the people. So it was great. What was most, I won't gonna say most, but what was the thing that God showed me, or the thing that I was appreciative of and in awe of, is that all of the coaches on Saturday, because Friday we did the speaking where we talked to them about stuff off the field, but then Saturday we actually went on the field and did drills with the guys and, kind of helped them in their positions and, did workouts and stuff. The thing that God spoke to me, or I saw, or I was in awe about, and I was so grateful about, was all of the coaches. All of them were former NFL players. I was the only one who didn't play in the NFL, right? And as a kid growing up, that was my dream. That was my goal, to make it to the NFL.
Right.
And now I'm in these circles of NFL players and, helping them write their books and different things like that, and to develop a friendship and to develop a relationship with a former Chicago Bears player, that means more than he probably knows. So shout out to my guy Walt, shout out to his wife.
Yes, my queen, Ross Queen Tashika.
Shout out to her. And it was just a blessing. I loved it. I loved it. There were 3 Chicago Bears out there on Saturday. So,
but babe, what was so profound or so awesome is you fit in.
How did I fit in?
I was out there, sitting in the car just watching y'all, and you was there with them. What are you looking like that for?
You ain't tell me this. Go ahead.
Right, because you say I don't tell you stuff, so I'm telling you now.
Okay, I'm cool.
It was just awesome to see you amongst them and looking like that you fit in. It was
actually coaching and doing
right.
Work.
Exactly.
You know what? It's funny you said that. It's because the more and more I'm around NFL players, their body style and they're all not monsters, if that makes sense. They're all not big dudes, and there's only a few of them that was okay, they 6'4", 6'5", and this and that, and they got. But some of the other ones, I'm I possibly could have played if some other things were different. I'll say I probably could have made it if I actually worked out and did the work. So some of the things we were trying to teach the kids is about the little things and putting in the work and all of that stuff, right? But I didn't work out. I just was strictly I had natural gifts and talents, and when talent don't work, hard work beats talent when talent don't work. And I didn't work, so I wasn't in the weight room. I had a natural build, and you can see now I'm overweight, but I have a natural just build about me.
Overweight level.
Stop it. But so had I worked out and took it serious and this and that, when I got to college, my career probably would have went further, and I possibly could have made it. And I think about too, had I had former NFL players come to our hood in Chicago and talk to us and give us a football camp. Like, that was unheard of. And to have six or seven NFL players in the hood in LaGrange, Georgia, training these kids, giving them life advice, life skills, and this and that, that's priceless. So shout out to Huddle 27.
Yes.
Lead, score, win is the motto, and I'm grateful to just be a part. And every year, it was my second year doing it, and I told him I'll come back every year if he wants me to.
What I loved seeing though, is just brothers building each other up with the word. Like, all of them were sending scriptures to each other and stuff in a group chat, and like they was just talking about the Lord, and like you could see it. That was good. That was good.
For sure, especially for the young men to see.
Right.
Like,
right.
I had to get on. I was like, yo, I want to be on the list. And yeah, like the dream of, we don't have to do an episode on that, but the dream as a kid in Chicago, I wanted to be a Chicago Bear. I wanted to make it to the NFL. And my phone is filled up with Chicago Bears
Right.
players and NFL players. Now I'm on a text message thread with a former Los Angeles Charger who sends out scripture and a prayer and a message every single day. I am grateful to be a part of that.
And another lady I must give props to, Dr. T. It was nice meeting you. You dropping your nuggets financially and stuff. So I give a shout out to you as well.
Dr.
Can't
T.
leave my women out. Y'all was
Hey.
ganging up with the men.
You funny. But no, I appreciate that. So today we got some feedback. We wanted to share this and kind of break down this letter that we received. Actually on the way to, shoot this episode. So we're not going to share who it's from. We're not going to share their name. But we're going to kind of read it and kind of discuss it, right? And kind of break it down. And it's feedback from when we were at ASAW.
Right, and I love this because she's letting us know that she watches us and she sees us. Like, I need some of you guys to start telling us that we are being a blessing. Like, build us up a little. But all right, let me.
But they are. I mean, we get questions every week. We're getting stuff, but
yeah. But I mean,
like
this was just encouraging. Like,
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just didn't want to insult the people who do. You know what I'm saying? That's
not insulting you. I'm just saying, if you'll just drop a few lines sometimes
on the
more.
actual videos, though.
Yeah,
on the actual
yeah.
videos. So.
All right, let me get into it.
All right.
Okay, it says, I just wanted to take time to share my thoughts about your ministry event at ASAW. Your ministry is so needed. I did not get married young, but in many ways, I still felt unlearned when I got married at 37. I have since learned that marriage is the biggest mirror I have ever seen in my life. After I got past looking at him, I saw myself, and that is when my life changed for the better. It became clear to me that I was only responsible for my actions. I have worked for the past 4 years to be the best version of what God created me to be, not just as a wife, but the different arenas God has blessed me to be a part of. And that takes surrounding yourself with godly people, people you admire. That is why your ministry means so much. Even though I'm striving to be better, I still experience a lot of hurt and misunderstanding in my own marriage. Seeing you two fan the ember of how I still have. Did I say that right? Seeing you two fan the ember of hope I still have. When I look at your marriage, I see a man who is so grateful to have his pearl back. That he will do any and everything he can to protect, cherish, and love. A man who now understands the gift, the precious daughter on loan to him from God. Yeah. A man who is dedicated to providing himself to his one and only. Yes, Lord. I also see a woman with so much love inside for her husband, but still healing from what was. Grateful for what is, but still walking through that pain. I see it in her eyes and movement. This is all still so new and beautiful and unfolding, and you let us in, and I'm in tears now typing this, because you didn't have to let us in. But through your obedience, please know that a wife, where she's from, has more hope than she did before watching you two on that pulpit. That is a blessing. I love y'all. Keep going, and I am enjoying the podcast. Yeah, that's all.
Man, thank you so much. First off, thank you so much for the feedback and letting us know, like, that, we're actually helping people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get caught up in the negative feedback. You can get caught up in, sometimes crickets when we put out
Right.
episodes. And I think that's what you was touching on. But we are grateful for the ones who do send us the messages, who do send us the questions, who do let us know that we are on the right track, because this simply started with a yes to the Lord. Like, we just say yes. We just say yes. We said we wasn't going to worry about the numbers. We weren't going to worry about who supported, who didn't, that we were just going to do what he told us to do.
Right.
So letting us know that our story has blessed you and has helped you, that means more than you know. You wanna say something, then start from the top, and then.
I just since you want me to start at the top.
Or what did you want to say first?
It touched me, I guess, because of how she worded. She says, seeing you two fan the ember of hope I still have. Like, the ember, I think of the fires that die down.
Yeah.
And then when you, like, blow or fan and
Yeah.
it lights back up, like,
For sure.
that touched me right there, because, like, she sees that in our marriage, babe. Like,
That what?
it was down, it had dwindled down, and then
We
like
had no fire.
God touched and just that's
It
that's
had
what
no
I wanted
smoke.
to.
Let's keep it real. We had no smoke, we had no fire, we had no, hope when we got divorced.
Right.
And it was prophesied several times that, oh, y'all gonna remarry, you gonna remarry.
Yeah.
It was prophesied, and I was like, absolutely not. I was so miserable in the first marriage. She was miserable in the first marriage, but I was so miserable in the first marriage that I was like, I ain't never going back to that. Absolutely not. If I get out, that's it. And it had nothing to do with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you see me like.
Nah, it had nothing to do with you. Like she said, it was more me wanting to divorce the old me. If we want to get deeper, like she said, marriage is a mirror. All of the things I didn't like in my marriage was because I didn't like me. It's because I was unhappy with me. And so yeah, we didn't have no hope. We didn't have no smoke. It was burnt out coals and somebody dumped ice cold water on it. But yeah, start from the top. Let's start to share some things that can help some others.
So at the beginning, she was just saying how it blessed her seeing us at the ministry event at ASAW. Your ministry is so needed. I did not get married young, but in many ways I still felt unlearned when I got married at 37. I have since learned that marriage is the biggest mirror I have ever seen in my life. After I got past looking at him, I saw myself, and that is when my life changed for the better.
All right, pause for a second. When I was on the quest to, win her back, how do I want to phrase this? Before I even reached out to her, and once I rededicated my life and stuff like that, I knew that the marriage was not about me, if that makes sense. What's up, everybody? I'm Kelly.
And I'm Natasha.
Listen, we are now accepting dates for marriage and relationship workshops, trainings, and panels. What are some of the topics, baby?
Yeah, topics including but not limited to are restoring trust after infidelity, communication, restoring the intimacy, becoming one, how to win in your finances, before you say I do, and are they the one?
Listen, this is perfect for churches, This is perfect for conferences.
Yeah.
This is perfect for marriage and couples ministries. We would love to come visit you and be a part of your next event or your special event. All you need to do to get locked in with us, see if a date is available, send us an email at admin@kellyandnatasha.com or just go to the website kellyandnatasha.com. We would love to be a part of your next event.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a huge mirror, and I knew taking the focus off of me and placing the focus on serving and serving her, like Christ says, the greatest among you is the greatest server, right? And it was my quest to serve her and not look at her of what I can get from her, if that makes sense. I understood the spiritual aspect of her being who God had for me, and I knew that the favor that came with that, and I wanted to serve her, right? And that was something she wasn't used to. That was something she was fearful of. She was like, why do I want to go back to prison? You know, you ain't changed. This is all about you. And why? She didn't get any benefits out of the first marriage. So she was fearful of going back to a marriage and going back to a man who was all about himself. So talk about that.
Right. Like in the first marriage, I didn't think that I could say or do anything. And like she said, like I had to learn myself. I had to know myself of what I could say and what I couldn't say, and the authority I had to tell you of how I was feeling about something. Or it was fearful in the first marriage, and trying to come back. But I had to see myself and know who I was, and I can say like, hey, I don't like that. I don't like how you say this, or just things that I have authority now to say, because before I was just there trying to be the good wife, but wasn't opening my mouth saying anything, like things I didn't like, things you sneaking around doing the telephone and all that stuff. I didn't feel I had the place to be like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. So I had to learn myself.
Right. And I think you wanted to, I think the deeper thing too, you wanted to keep the peace. And let's just be all the way honest. We started this podcast with being real. You didn't want her to win.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
You wasn't going to make it a pathway for me to get to her. So a lot of that stuff, you dealt with because you was not going to just bow out or let her win.
Right.
Let her have me. But what I was talking about is when we talk and I was trying to win you back, and you was like, I don't know if I can be the wife that you want. I don't know if I could be the wife that you need and stuff like that. And I was like, listen to me. All of that stuff, those little things that they don't mean anything, like cooking and, all of these things that I wanted her to be, so she could feel that whole of my mom. I said, listen, none of those things mean anything. Like, I want to build with you, and I want to create a life with you, right? And I said, I want my favor back. So most importantly for me was us becoming one, and I knew everything else would work itself out if I did my part. Does that make sense? Like, if I watered you with the word, if I served you, if I prayed with you and for you, if I honored you, if I, did all of the things,
Right.
I knew that, things would be different. Go ahead. Were you going to say something? No. All right, go ahead. Read the next part of her what she said.
Did I read that? After I got past looking at him, I saw myself, and that is when my life changed for the better. It became clear to me that I was only responsible for my actions. I have worked for the past 4 years to be the best version of what God created me to be, not just as a wife, but the different arenas God has blessed me to be a part of.
1 second.
All right.
I do want to say this. I knew coming back this time around, I knew it was important for me to make her feel secure, right? To give her security. And oftentimes we hear about security or women wanting security. We think about financially. I knew I had to make her heart feel secure and make her feel safe with me, and that I would protect her and protect her heart, right? That was more important. Like, emotional security for a woman is much more valuable than financial security. Like, the financial is great, but if she's stressed out, she's worried about what you're doing, she doesn't trust you as a leader, she doesn't trust you as a priest of the home, she doesn't believe your word. If you say something, you're not a man of your word, you're not a man of your integrity, then financial security means really nothing. And you're not going to get the best out of your wife being that way. You get what I'm saying? I reap the fruit, like, of watering my wife and being who God called me to be. All right, continue on.
God has blessed me to be a part of, and that takes surrounding yourself with godly people. People you admire. That is why your ministry means so much. Even though I am striving to be better, I still experience a lot of hurt and misunderstanding in my own marriage. Seeing you two fan the ember of hope I still have. Do you want to touch on that? Like we already...
Wait, what you got? What you got?
I didn't say it about the ember.
Yeah.
I said that first because that's what I pulled out.
I do want to say that there is hope because, with Christ, anybody can change. Like, we can run from ourselves, we can run from, other people, we can run, but you can't outrun God. And if you as a wife, talking to all of the wives out there, you literally, if you pray for your husband and pray that the Lord speaks to him, pray that the Lord touches his heart, pray for his heart and his conversion, he can change. God can change him. And here's the thing I think we forget sometimes is that the weapons of our warfare are spiritual. They're not carnal.
Right.
Like, you got to use all of your weapons. You have to use prayer. You got to use that oil. You got to anoint them, right? You got to anoint their pillow. You got to anoint their door handles. You got to anoint your hand when you're touching them. When you're giving them their food or whatever it is, like, you should be filled with the oil, right? So much so that they don't even know that they're being anointed, right? And you, like you said, you be the best you can be.
Right.
And don't allow what you're not getting to make you bitter.
That's good.
Talk about that. You got anything to share, like, about the bitterness, like you felt some bitterness and you felt some resentment towards me because here I could perform outside of the home, but then in the home I wasn't giving you what you needed or anything. Like, it was just a show.
Yeah, like, I don't want to go back to that because it'll stir up some things. I don't.
But that's part of what she was talking about, though.
I know, but like, I just don't want to speak on it.
Okay, I ain't gonna make you. Continue.
Let's see. When I look at your marriage, I see a man who is so grateful to have his pearl back that he will do any and everything he can to protect, cherish, and love.
Yeah, okay. And you're absolutely right. The biggest difference is, like, peace. Like, I have peace. I don't feel like I'm carrying all of this stuff. I don't have resentment towards her. I'm not bitter towards her. I genuinely want to serve her and grateful to God, like, that he didn't allow me to ruin what he had given me. Like, I tell her all the time, like, I would literally be miserable without her. Like, I would be, if I was with anybody else, I would be settling. Hey, do you need help in your marriage? Do you need some guidance? Do you need some tools? Do you need some action plans, some steps to becoming one? Well, great news. We created a course called 7 Steps to Becoming One. How we went from teenage parents to married to divorced and then happily married again, and how we got there. We were able to sit down, record this course, share our personal testimony, right? Give you the tools, all right? Provide a lesson, then give you scripture, give you an exercise and activities to help you become one. It was fun creating this, wasn't it,
It
sweetheart?
was very fun creating it. Yep.
Why should they take our course?
What better way? Like, we've been through one marriage and it didn't work. We divorced and now we're back together. So why not let us help you? We're back on this journey again. So, like, yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. So we can help you. Real life stuff. This is not, we didn't create this course to make money. We created this course to help people. We didn't want to do it. We didn't want to write the book. We didn't want to create the course. We didn't want to do any of this. We are simply being obedient to the Father. The course is 8 modules, right? 8 weeks. You can get it done in 7 to 8 weeks, right? Depending on how fast you go, right? And you also get a digital workbook with exercises, resources, lessons, and so much more. All right, so listen, go now. To sign up for the course, go to kellyandnatasha.com. Go check it out in our store. I would just be settling because I know she is who God had for me, because of, all of the things. Like, we're different, but yet we're one. Like, we're totally different. We come from different places. We have different views. We have different outlooks. But the things, the core values and the things that we enjoy, we're completely one on and on one accord, right? So I am grateful for that. There is nothing that I wouldn't do for her. Like, there's no part of me that she doesn't have access to, or nothing that I have that she can't have. Right? Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. And you got to touch on this.
A man who knows and also she said, a man who now understands the gift, the precious daughter, on loan to him from God. A man who is dedicated to proving himself to his one and only. I also see a woman with so much love inside for her husband, but still healing from what was. Grateful for what is, but still walking through that pain. That's why I wanted to say, even touch on right here, because I knew she had said that. Like, just talking about stuff does kindle some stuff that I think about, and I have to walk myself through it, because some of it was hurtful. Like, things he would say, and we were just talking over the weekend, like him wanting an entrepreneur, him wanting this, him wanting me to do that, him wanting me to cook a certain way, and like, I'm still like, I have to, because it triggers sometimes. Like, if I do make him something, it's like, oh, is he going to be like, is this the same way, like, or is he going to say something, which I know you have changed and everything, but I think that's a part of what she says, like, she can see in me that I'm walking through it and in the healing. But yeah, it does trigger sometimes, because I have to sit back and be like, whew, okay, this is a new thing. It's not, it's the old just passed away. That's how I can put it.
Yeah, and it's still fresh. Let's be honest. Like, that's not just for you. That's for all of us.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't deal with as much as you did, in the first marriage, as far as like things you did to me or stuff like that. But there is some things like where we went through in our reconciliation that are triggering to me at times, and that I have to deal with, and that I have to fight through, that we discuss, in our intimate moments. Sometimes, like when we were driving the other night, and I began to share with her some of the things that, I'm still healing from, that she did. But I think that that's a beautiful ongoing process.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, and I think one of the things that I told you earlier on, as we were finding our groove and getting back to this place, is that we're in a different fight now.
Right.
The first marriage, I was fighting to get out. I was building a case, building a file. I wanted to get out. I wanted her to leave, right? Mm-hmm. The fight now is to stay in. Right. Does it make sense? It's like we're fighting a different fight. We're fighting back to back, as the scripture says. You get what I'm saying? One can be attacked and be defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. We stand back to back and we're conquering. We're fighting for our marriage. We're fighting for love. We're fighting for oneness. We're fighting for being naked before God and naked before each other. That's our daily fight, and we will not let the enemy get between us. Like, if you don't mind me being honest, like, she was in a mood on Thursday, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. Like, baby, what's wrong? You're not yourself. And I said, don't allow the enemy to try to get between us, and we have to go do work. We have to go do ministry. Because y'all gotta hear this. It's like, the Bible says that God hates divorce. Guess what? The enemy hates marriage. You get what I'm saying? The enemy hates marriage. And I shared this when we were at ASAW. The first thing he attacked was marriage. The first thing he did was attack Adam and Eve, so much so that Adam went to God and said, this woman you gave me, and automatically created division between them and created strife. So anytime, like, y'all be aware of when strife can come or when you can get agitated. I bet you it has a lot to do with when it's time to minister, one together or one or the other. So be aware of the enemy's tricks. And I never lost, tell them, babe, I never lost patience with you. I didn't get mad. I'm hip to the enemy.
Right. He came to me in a peaceful way, just saying, hey, babe, what's going on? What's wrong? And I had to regroup myself, and I'm like, shoot, I don't even know. Like, okay, I get it. Like, come back down. So, yeah. Yeah,
I'm hip to the enemy. I'm on my post. I'm prayed up. I'm locked in with the Lord. And, he tries. It's a spirit. It's up to me, though, as the priest, to call that spirit out.
And I didn't even know. Like, I was just going on with what we were doing. Like, I had no idea. But then once I thought about it, I'm like, man, I am, like, overly, like, what are you doing? So, yeah.
Well, we good. We got it. We 10. Go ahead, man.
Let's get to this. Yep. This is still so new and beautiful and unfolding, and you let us in, and I'm in tears now typing this because you didn't have to let us in. But through your obedience, please know that this wife from where she's from has more hope than she did before watching you two on that pulpit. And she says, I love y'all, keep going, and I am enjoying the podcast.
What was that other part you read before?
What about it being still new?
Yeah, start from there.
This is all still so new and beautiful and unfolding, and you let us in, and I'm in tears now typing this because you didn't have to let us in, but through your obedience, please know that a wife where she's from has more hope than she did before watching you two on the pulpit.
That's it. That's what I wanted to touch on. Yeah, we did have to do this because the Lord did not let up. Now, did we want to do it?
We didn't want to do it.
No. As you can see, it's like being vulnerable, being naked, like sharing what's in your heart. It's not an easy thing to do, and you open yourselves up for criticism, and like man, sometimes our comments on YouTube and sometimes that stuff can get to you, and it wants you to question if you're doing the Lord's work. That's why feedback letters and things like this mean so much.
Right.
And it means more. It means more than you know. So thank you for sharing that with us. We had to be obedient for these reasons right here.
Right. And it's helping me to see, well, probably you too, but it's helping me to see that we are helping someone and they are letting us know. Because sometimes I'm like, we just doing this to be, I know we were called to do it, but sometimes it just feels like we're just doing it to be doing it because nobody is giving us feedback or letting us know. But like getting this or getting the messages that we have, like that has just been so awesome because it's letting us know that we are doing what God intended for it to do.
So thank you. We love you. We appreciate
We
the
love
feedback. And we're going to wrap this one up. But we got anything coming up that you can think of? I can't think of anything. But once again, if you've seen the commercials or the breaks, we would love to come to your church, your ministry, your conference, and share as well. Every time we went to a church, we've told our story in a different way. So we're prepared, but we're not rehearsed.
Right.
We leave room for the Holy Spirit to come in and give the people, what they need from our story. Nobody want no cold food, right?
Nope.
So we're not rehearsed. We don't have a script. We did find our 3 words that we're going to focus our story on. You remember?
I can't even think of the first one.
Forgiveness.
No, that's not the first one.
The first one ain't forgiveness?
No.
Healing. First one is healing.
Yes.
Healing, forgiveness,
restoration.
So we do have our 3 words. That is going to be the focus of when we share our story.
Right.
Healing, forgiveness, and restoration. When healing takes place, guess what? It can lead to forgiveness. And once you forgive, guess what? It can lead to restoration. So thank y'all so much. You got anything to say, baby?
Nope. Thank you and appreciate you. God bless.
See y'all next week. Peace.
Hey guys, just wanted to come to you thanking you for checking out the Finally One podcast.
Listen, this is what we need you to do. We need to grow our following. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Make sure you're sharing these episodes. You don't know what couple that they may help. So subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. You don't know who you're going to help. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yes, guys. Share. Help us.
Yep. And you don't know who you're going to help. So it's not about us. It's about helping couples, right?
Share. Yeah.
So share, like, subscribe. Help us get our following up.